When Cub Cadet entered the garden tractor market in 1961, it had a couple of advantages that set it apart from the competition. First, it was built by a major manufacturer, International Harvester, and it was also styled like a full-size tractor. Those early Cubs like this one, owned by Larry Kerns of Pennsyvlania, are known as originals.
This is a Cub Cadet original. They started in '61, and this is a '63 with the serial number, and they're still being used because it's very hard to beat them up. The engine's a 7-horse Kohler. They're a nice engine too because you can rebuild them. You can bore them out, you can get parts for them, run them many years until they smoke, bore them out, put pistons in them, rings, and go again.
When International rolled out the Cub Cadet, they offered several different attachments and options that landowners could buy. Other companies jumped in with their own add-ons. One of the rarest and least produced was the 9-speed transmission made by M&W Gear Company of Illinois.
The tractor came from Illinois, and it was from what I understand, it was a half an hour from where M&W was made. And M&W made lots of parts for tractors. No, you could get the transmission, but they're very few and far between. I only know of 2 or 3 tractors that have them. When you're on the internet looking, it's a high thing that people would like to have.
The M&W transmission is an over-under unit which added a slower and faster speed to each of the original 3 gears.
The 9-speed transmission went very slow. It's a 0.7 mile per hour up to 10.8 mile per hour. My wife and I have been looking, and it was one of those rare things. It's a lot of the collection is the fun of the hunt, and we spend a lot of time looking and hunting and have friends looking for us, and it's just something else to put in your bucket list.
It's believed that around 100 of these transmissions were produced. They were expensive and they didn't sell well, which is why there aren't many of them around yet today. No doubt you noticed the mower on the front of the tractor. That was made by M&W as well, and it's a rare and valuable bonus that came with the tractor when Larry bought it.
I wanted the tractor. I wasn't after the mower, but then when I found out the mower was available too, we went after both of them. The drive shaft connects directly to the output shaft of the engine, so this is all live drive whenever the engine is running. I did not hook it up just for safety reasons. And then it comes out to a belt drive, down to a larger pulley, and there's an actual clutch right in this area that comes up to a control rod that goes back to the driver. So I can engage that mower from sitting in the seat. It's basically like a brush hog. It's got 2 blades on it that swing, and when you get them moving, they fly pretty good. It's a killer. I wouldn't want to be in front of it. I'm sure it doesn't meet any type of OSHA specs at all anymore, but it would really definitely take down lake trees and brush, and it's heavy built. You don't see them today. I have never seen one. I have heard of another one being around, but nobody knows where it is. And I think it's a pretty rare item, and we're very fortunate to have it.
Larry actually tried to buy this very same Cub tractor a decade earlier at a tractor show in Illinois. The owner remembered Larry's interest.
I called the owner that had the auction. His name was Skip. Told him my name and stuff, and he said about 10 years ago he had this tractor at a show, Red Power show in Illinois. He said, "Were you there?" He said, "Somebody left a note on this tractor stating that if you ever sell this tractor, give me a call," and it was signed Larry. And that brought back a memory. Yes, I did that. My dad and I were at that show. But he threw the card away and didn't have my information, but it was kind of a fun story to know that this was the same tractor that we saw about 10 years ago.
It may have taken a few extra years, but now this rare Cub Cadet is part of the Kerns family's ever-growing collection of classics.
We have quite a collection of memorabilia and international tractors and trucks and Cub Cadets. And we right now lead towards the hard to find items. We definitely have a fever. When I started, my wife didn't have the fever. She has the fever bad. She's in at the auction right now. Who knows what she's going to end up with, and she loves it. She supports it 100%. We go to shows all over. We just like showing what we have.
Hey, thanks for catching Classic Tractor Fever. If you'd like to see more great garden tractors, be sure to check out these other features. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep those classic tractor stories rolling.